Hey everybody, this is Apex Investor doing a live stream. The point of this live stream is to say, number one, I was wrong about AMC. A long time ago, I was picking GameStop over AMC, and then after I was reading more into the situation, that I realized either one is a good pick. But I stand corrected that between the two, as it stands right now, as of today, May, whatever it is, 27th, 2021, AMC is the better pick. Uh, I'm going to go into why that is. So if we look at GameStop closed at 254. After hours, it's at 252. So it's a little bit under, but however, it went up about around 5% today. But the volume is really what speaks volumes, no pun intended. Average volume was 15 million, 15.5 million. Today's volume was only 15.2, so it was just average. And it went up to 264 today. So that was pretty good. For any other stock, that's great. But when we're looking at GME and AMC, it's just it's good. But AMC really puts it in its place. They're no longer brothers. I don't think they're brothers anymore. I mean, overall, they're kind of tied, but AMC has really carved its own path, and that's because of the volume it's receiving. So if we look at the last month, the last 6 months, we can see GME was up again. The short squeeze, it took the better part of that. The longer end of the stick, you could say, at $483 per share, and then it went up to about 265 around beginning of March, and then dipped, and then went up again just recently, just today, 264. I don't know if it's going to go any higher than that. According to what I read from Codgerville, when he's tying the stock market into the moon, like literally the actual moon in the sky, he's saying that the stock market is going to go into a depression now, between now and the next 2 weeks, and even probably into next month as well, over the next 4 weeks maybe. But we'll see about that. So we'll see if it's right. But he's been on the money pretty much 8 times out of 10 in the last 10 possible possibilities there. So so that's GameStop, and I'm going to look at AMC now, which had a monstrous day, really incredible day, 35.58%, barely changed after hours. So that bodes well. I mean, obviously, it'd be better if it went up, but it didn't really go down either. So it's just stable. It's strong. Um, AMC, oh my goodness, this is such a beast. And the reason, what differentiates AMC from GameStop in the probably last month, is the volume, the support behind it. GameStop does have support, but AMC has way more support because the stock is just more affordable. Not everyone can afford $254 per share, whereas when it comes to AMC, everyone could afford at least one share. And you have a lot more people pushing it. You have people like Trace Trades, who has pretty much galvanized, I think, all of the internet sentiment, especially those in YouTube. Look at the volume. Average was 88. Today was 688 million. That's more than 8 times. It's probably around 8 times the average. That's crazy. No wonder the volume. No wonder the price went up. Um, it's hard to say if it's gonna keep going, but the range today was 29.76. Will it break 30? It could, but again, going by the Codgerville .wordpress blog, he's saying that this will go down. Everything, not just maybe AMC and GME are immune. I don't know, but looking at the last 10 possibilities where it could go up or down, it went up and down 8 out of 10 times according to his prediction. So those are pretty good odds. He's batting 800. So I would say this is probably going to go down the next 2 to 4 weeks. So it would have been a great sell today. This would have been the best sell today in either camp, GameStop or AMC. Again, this is going against what most of the people on Reddit are saying, that, just hold until the short squeeze, because they're saying that's going to happen, but they don't relate all their research, their DD, to the moon. They just do it based on, all these numbers that they pull up and all these things they're looking into, and I don't detract them for that, but there's bigger things at hand. Number one is, despite all this, the recent wins we've had, if we look at the price of both stocks, whether we're looking at GameStop or AMC, the amount of time that we are up as opposed to the amount of time we are down is not in our favor. If we look at the gamma squeeze in January 27th, it was only up for a day. Um, and then when it went down, it was down for another day when it went up again. But that period lasted about from the 27th to about, I'd say about 3 days. Lasted about 3 days, 72 hours. From that point on, we were down from pretty much February 4th, all of February pretty much, and then went up a little bit, but we stayed pretty low for the whole month of February. So 3 days we were up, and then the rest, 28 days we were down. Looking at the following month in March, we were down pretty much the whole month as well, except towards the end, where it started to go up. Actually, mid March, not the whole month, but mid March, from mid March, so 15th, from the 15th to uh, the 22nd, so about a week. So for about a week, it was up, and then it went down again from the March 24th to now, to just recently, to May the 21st, May the 20th. So you're looking at almost 2 months of us being down, only to go up in the last couple days. So the odds are not in our favor, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying these are the facts. If you look at the historical chart, we've only been up 3 days plus another. What is this? March 15. Should I say 14 even? Let's just call it 14. March 14 to uh, 23. So that was about 10 days. So 3 plus 10, 13. And then the last couple days, 15 days. So out of a possible, from the end of January, so I'm not going to count January, but February, March, April, May, February, March, April, May. So 4 months, approximately, what's that, 4 times 30, around 120 days. We've only been up less than 20 days. That's less than a sixth of the time that the price has been at a good price where you could sell. And then the majority of the time, 100 out of those 120 days, and I'm being conservative, it's probably more like 110 or 115, but at least 100 of those 120 days were spent, or not spent, where it was in a position that the price was depressed. It wasn't reaching its potential. It wasn't a good price to sell. You'd be in the losing. You'd be losing money, or at least you wouldn't be making as much if you bought it before all this madness happened. When I say madness, I mean the meme stuff with Wall Street bets and everything. So that's a story with AMC. It's been monstrous because of the volume. If GameStop had 8 times the amount of volume that it usually gets, then yeah, it would also be going to probably 500 and crazy levels. But AMC, despite all this volume, almost 700 million, it hasn't really fully taken off, in my opinion. This should be a lot higher, maybe even over 30, over 40. I think 40 is very realistic. It could go to 50 even, but I think the ceiling for this is 100. And not only is this the memes going on our favor in terms of the sentiment and Reddit and all that, but yeah, it's a worldwide phenomenon as well. But it's also the business as well. AMC as a business is doing well. So I'm going to look before I go to my next topic. I'm going to look at AMC versus GME. So if you invested um, the same amount of money, which is roughly, I think it's 10,000. So if you invested, um, how much is this? No, hold on a sec. 279 minus 329. That would be 2050. So if you invested $50,000 into GameStop, it would be worth $329,000 off of 50,000, and you'd be up 558%. AMC, on the other hand, you invest the same amount, you'd be at 247 grand, and you'd be up 395%. So that's big picture, but looking at the last couple days, you would be up. Uh, you'd have more money because of AMC just the last couple of days because the rise of AMC has really been incredible in the last couple days. From what is this? From $14 just on Monday, $13, $12. Last week, I think it was around yeah, $12. I remember it was at $10, $9, $10. I bought it at around 6, 8, and then I ended up selling it at 11 a long time ago and switching over to GameStop. I doubled my portfolio as a result, but if I stick with AMC, I might have tripled my portfolio. So that's interesting because you can't predict. It just goes to show you really can't predict what's going to happen in the market. We can only make speculation and we can only predict, but not really know what's going to happen. I sold a lot of my stuff yesterday because I thought it's going to go crash, it's going to go dip today, and both of them did not really dip. They both ended up on a greater high. So I don't know how much longer this can be sustained. Usually does drop on Friday, both stocks, and then they usually rally on Monday. That's been the typical behavior for both. And yeah, looking at the stock from, let's see, today is Thursday. So on Tuesday, this was back at 14, 13, $14 levels. It was at 15 at the highest. Actually, just under 16. And now it's almost doubled. It's almost doubled, which is really amazing. That is quite something. That is amazing. GameStop, I can't say the same thing for that it almost doubled in the last, since Tuesday. I just want to look at that one more time, and then we'll look at my last thing I wanted to cover, looking into AMC's business model. So I'm looking at the GME chart right now, and I'm just looking at where were we on Monday, Tuesday, in terms of the price per share. I think we were around 200 or just under that. We were probably at maybe 160, 170. I'm not sure. Once this loads, I can tell you if it loads. Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, we were at 170. So 170 multiplied by 2 is 340. So yeah, it's not double, but it's still up. But yeah, AMC was the better pick this week. And I think in the near future as well, AMC will still be the better pick. It's hard to say which one will be on top a year from now or 5 years from now. But if you're really unsure, like the same way I am, just go 50-50, just put half in both, or put, 60-40, go 60% AMC, 40% GME, or whatever you like to do. Maybe even 70. You could go 70% AMC and 30% GME. It's up to you. Okay, so that's all I have to present for the stock aspect. I'm going to look now at the business part. All right. Oh, hey, what's up? Okay, so I'm going to look at the box office. I'm going to look at the box office. So AMC, as we know, are theaters, and uh, they're only going to be as successful, not only, but one of the most important aspects is for them to be able to have people go into the theaters, buy tickets, and enjoy their facilities. And so, if we look at the box office gross in North America in the last couple of years, 2020, we did have the shutdown of theaters around March of last year, but the box office still made about over $2 billion. This year, we're almost at the halfway mark. I predict by June we'll have maybe $600 million, but by the end of the year, probably just over a billion. So that's that $1 billion, over $1 billion for 2021 is very sad because if you look at 2019 and 2018, the total gross for the box office North America, when we're looking at North America, was over 11.8 billion. So that's almost 10 times as much, if not 10 times as much. So if we rewind and we look at where we're projected to head, which is under 2 billion, the last time the theaters grossed under 2 billion was all the way back in 1981. 1981. So the situation we're in, I'm not going to call it for what it is, but essentially what has changed this world, the way people have operated and businesses are operating, has rewinded the clock 40 years in terms of the box office, in terms of people going to the movies, in terms of how much money is going to be made at the box office. And that's it's good and bad. I'll say why. Obviously, it's bad because AMC. You want the stock to do well. So if AMC, if all things work out for AMC, they'll open up. They'll be able to open up 100% capacity, and people will start going back to the movies again because of whatever movies are coming out. You're gonna need big movies. You can't have like Godzilla versus King Kong was a good start. You're gonna need a good movie, not just all flash and no substance. You're gonna need like an Avengers Endgame kind of scenario again. Uh, Looking at the pipeline, I don't really see a lot of big movies besides Dune, possibly being the next kind of Star Wars event. And there are no Star Wars movies coming out, as far as I know. They're all on Disney Plus. So it's going to take a while for AMC to recover business wise, but the good news is they are recovering slowly but surely. Um, so I think over the next 5-10 years, you're going to see AMC do well, not only business wise, but even the stock will continue to do well. I don't know how long it will sustain this level. Uh, I mean, when AMC was healthy, even before the meme stocks and all that, it was doing $20 to $30 per share, and right now we're just around that level. So that it's reflecting the normal business price, how much it usually does when business is good. So that's a good thing because even when all this is over, if it ever ends, the stock's normal levels around 30 anyway. It's around 30, 35. So that's great. But GameStop, the normal price for that is not 200. It's around $20 or less. So it's very bad news for GameStop unless Ryan Cohen can really do what he did with Chewy with GameStop. So that remains to be seen. So those are the good things about the I should say that's the bad thing. Yeah, that's the bad thing when it comes to the box office. But the only good thing I can see about the business slowing down is if you're a moviegoer, if you like movies, it's good because Hollywood can only produce a limited amount of movies now. So this is good because yeah, there's a lot less to watch, meaning you have more time. You have more time to spend it in other ways, more productive ways. And it's good because Hollywood will be more picky in terms of what they give a green light to. They're not just going to keep making sequels to, you know, stupid movies. Although they are making, yes, they are making a lot of sequels like Fast and the Furious, and but that's a huge franchise. But they're not just going to make whatever just because they feel like it and they have the money to do it. They're going to be more careful green lighting these projects and making sure that this is going to do well. And if it won't, they're going to just send it to streaming. They're not going to release it in theaters. Not going to take a gamble. They're going to be more uh, careful in terms of what they release. So that's a good thing for people who like movies. So I just wanted to talk about that. Just want to look at AMC. Admit I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong when it came to AMC. A lot of people don't want to admit when they're wrong, but you know what? I'm not afraid to do that because it's part of life. I'm not gonna present to you something that's fake on this channel. I don't want to do that. If I do, then I'm just gonna stop the channel. I don't think that's real. Uh, there are people who get paid to do the channel. I don't know how they're getting paid. Maybe it's just the subscribers, or they're actually being paid by the companies themselves to push a stock or whatever it is. But for me, I'm just presenting to you reality. So again, AMC, GME, those are the two best stocks to invest in the stock market. I did formulate a plan today. My plan of attack in terms of investing. Uh, I already executed that this morning. Well, not executed, but I sent my all my buy orders this morning. I'll just read them off. All these stocks that I did put buy orders for. I won't tell you the price, but they're low prices anyhow. So I put in orders for AMC. Uh, I'll tell you the price for that. I put a buy order for $10. I believe it's going to go back down to $10, $11. So I put a buy order for that at $10. GME, I put in a buy order for that at 145 per share. And then the next stocks are just everything else that I think are very good companies. And so I picked Mavis Microvision, which is Trace Trade's favorite stock. I picked Vaxart, Kodak, yeah, the film company, Kodak, Coinbase, Beyond Meat, which made me a lot of money in the past. Well, not a lot, but I mean, a good amount. QuantumScape and CCIV, also known as Lucid Motors, when they finished that merger. So that's all I did today. I have been out of the game for quite a while, but it was only recently, pretty much the last week, where I started to take notice of these developments happening again. And I feel good about, although I could have made more money with AMC and GME, I'm not sad about it because um, I didn't lose money. That's the point. You don't want to lose money. You can make money, just don't come out in the red, come out in the green, and that's what I did. So I submitted those orders today. Those orders will be expiring next month, so I do have to remind myself to renew those if they are not filled by the end of June. So I'm gonna just write that in the fridge. Renew buy orders, June 25th, around there. And if all goes well, I will, God willing, I will probably increase my portfolio by at least 100%. So looking at maybe doubling it, whatever my portfolio is worth. So yeah, again, I know yesterday I presented reality, although I was wrong as well. I said I don't think the stock's going up any higher than 100, and I was right. But I also said I don't think this is the short squeeze. I think both these stocks will probably go down tomorrow, which they both didn't. They went up. They went up even more, and AMC really surprised me when it went from $19 to almost $30, which is I'm very happy for those who invested in AMC. So that's good. You guys have been very patient with not just my channel, but with that stock. We've all been patient with that. Well, actually, I wasn't because I didn't. I sold AMC, went to GME, but we've been patient with both of those stocks. and the last 2 days have paid off big time if you sold. But if you didn't, you can still sell tomorrow, or it's up to you. You can just hold. You can sell part. You can sell 10% of your shares, or 25, or half, whatever you want to do. That's up to you. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. So uh, please take what I say with a grain of salt. I think it's pretty common sense. No, not everybody's just listening to people on YouTube and doing what they say, because that wouldn't be smart. But at least you would keep an open mind and do your research. You do your due diligence, and read the Reddit threads, and do your research. And the more you trade, the more time and experience you gain, the more you know. So I've been doing this since 2007, 2008, before Nintendo came out with the Wii. So yeah, around 2007, I started trading. Um, Actually putting my money into the stock market. So it's been roughly 14 years, if not more than that. So at least 14 years of doing this. And I can say that doing this channel has been an incredible help, tremendous help, because I'm a lot more patient now. I can just walk away. I can just put in my orders and walk away. Don't even think about it. Not be glued to my screen watching AMC, go up, 26, 28, 29, down 22 or 23, or whatever it is. I'm not obsessing about it. If it meets it, it meets. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I just put my buy order and just let it go. You have to just know your exit strategy. You have to know your entry points, and if you know that, and you base it on historical charts, you'll be fine. So, and also looking at again the Codgerville blog, where he talks about how everything is pretty much tied in with the moon. Not everything, but at least at this particular time, it is. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for your time. Uh, Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. If you value this kind of information, this stuff I've been sharing on my channel, which the majority of it has been from Reddit, Superstock. I think there are other places besides Superstock now, but anyway, please comment and tell me about them if you find that they're better than Superstock. But as far as I know, that seems to be the best place to go in terms of the stock market, and especially AMC and GameStop. Yeah, there's AMC stock subreddit. I know that one, but those two seem to be the best places. And yeah, thank you very much again. So Apex Investor signing out. This is a live stream, and I'll just check in when things are really big, because today was a significant day for AMC. It was very good. So that's why I just wanted to check in, and I was looking at the box office, so I figured, why don't I just share this? Because if I don't share, I'll just forget it. It'll just be in my head. No one will hear it, and maybe someone won't want to hear what I have to say about the box office, because it's not only doesn't just have to do with the stock market. It also has to do with the box office, which ties in very much with AMC, because that's their business. It's movies. It's movie theaters. So thank you again for your time, Apex Investor. I'm signing out. Oh, what is that? Glad you're back. Nobody selling. Okay, I'm just gonna read this comment. Nobody selling. Well, it depends. Some people can sell if they want. Not everyone is selling, but depends on your situation. Some people don't want to be played by the shorts. You will look at the chart, like I said, in the last since the end of January. If you look at the charts, you see that yeah, we were down over 100 days. We in the chart, we've been on the low point, whereas it's only been up for about a total of 15 days, if you include the 26th of January to when it started to go down. And then you look at when it started to spike again in March. And then just recently, the last 48 hours, it's been spiking for both GME and AMC. I'm not just talking about AMC, I'm talking about both, because they seem to behave in rather similar ways in terms of the way they move in the charts. So, and I just want to say before I close the stream, I was about to end it, but I'm going to say this because I was reading the comments here, is that excuse me, is that yeah, the meme is that AMC is going to $1,000 or whatever it is, and GME is going to go to $1,000 as well. But if you were just not swing trading it, but if you were buying it low and selling it high, you would have made as much as you would have made if it did go up to $1,000. So for example, you buy AMC, you bought it at for example, $5, and then when it went to 20, that's $15. Okay, maybe this might not apply to AMC. It's more to GameStop. So let's look at GameStop. You bought GameStop at $60 and went up to 250. You're looking at $190, right? And then you sell it again. Let's say it won. I should say you buy it again. So let me just do the math. I'm gonna lose track of the math here. So let me just do the math. Open the calculator up. I might just take out a calculator. It's taking too long on my computer. Okay, let's look at this. So I'm gonna just add up all the times that you could possibly sell GameStop, and I need to look at the chart too because I can't just make up numbers out of thin air. Okay, so the first time it would take a lot of foresight to do this because you really can't do this without knowing the historical chart. But now that we have more time to look back and see where's support, where's resistance, we can now do this a lot more effectively in terms of buying it low, selling it high. Okay, so I'm just gonna wait for the chart to load. So let's just say after the gamma squeeze, you weren't able to cash in on that, so you bought really low at 40, 50. Let's say you bought GameStop at $50, and then you sold it when it went up to 265. So you sold at 250. So you would have made $200. That's $200 per share, and then you buy it up again at say 140, 150. Let's say 150, just for sake of argument, and then you sell it again today at 260, around 250, 260. That's another 100. So that's $300 per share. Uh, you only have to do that 7 times more and it's realistic to be able to do it 7 times more because knowing the cycles of these stocks, it's already went up and down uh, once, twice, and 3 times in the last 5 months. So in the last 5 months, we've seen it go up and down pretty much 3 times. Went up 3 times, went down twice. So we're two prime buying opportunities there. Uh, so that's only in the span of 3 months. So if we look at a year, you could possibly be looking at least 2 times 4, 8 times. You could do this 8 times. You would probably make $1,000 per share. So and not no one's buying just a little bit. They're not just buying a couple shares. They're buying a significant amount, at least let's just say $10,000 worth of GameStop. So so let's just say 66 shares, and you do that $100 profit 8 times, which is $800. That's 52 grand. So that's pretty good. Okay, so that's all I have to say for today. That's a potential strategy. You could wait for the short squeeze if you like, and you could do whatever you want. It's up to you. But this is just my own personal thing. Maybe keep part in just in case of the short squeeze. But if you want to also trade it as well, then that's fine. Because we've been taken advantage of by the short sellers. They've manipulated the market to such a degree; it's criminal and it's horrible. So why be taken advantage of again? I don't see the point. Okay. All right. Thank you again, and I'll check in when something huge happens because something big is bound to happen probably in the next month. So we'll see you later. Not doing daily updates anymore, but just gonna do updates here and there.